Just finished work for the day, done all my bits and pieces, and I thought, let me just jump on here and talk to you for a bit. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. The subscriber count has gone up since my live, and I'm really grateful for that. So thank you all, one and all, for subscribing. If you're watching this on playback, do subscribe. On Travel with Shev, I make travel videos about traveling around the world on a budget. In my last video, I spoke about going to Disney World, going to Florida, going that part of the world on a budget. Was it possible? What I did and my itinerary that I was there. So check out my previous live video. Loads of information in there if you're planning a trip to Florida as well. So do check that out. I put a lot of information in there. But of course, the Florida travel series, travel vlogs, travel day, all of that is coming up. I'm trying to get through my editing. At the moment, I'm editing lots of content from Switzerland and from Italy. So also check out those videos. But thank you so much, everyone that is on. Do remember to give this video a like. And I'm jumping on here for a short while, I think, to talk about my trip to Malta. I went to Malta, was it last year, the year before? And of course, I've still got the itinerary fresh in my head. And I'm going to talk to you if you're planning to go to Malta for the spring, for the summer, even for the autumn. Just talking to you about what my itinerary looked like and what I got up to. So day one, we actually flew into, can't remember what airport we flew into, but we stayed in Shegshima. I can't pronounce it, starts with the X. It's right by the sea. And so we stayed St. Paul's area, and that's where we stayed. We flew into Valletta, I think it was, that was the airport. And so, yes, we had an early morning, the first day. So the hotel, we arrived actually in the night, in the evening. And in the next morning, we woke up, we had breakfast, and we took an early morning stroll. There's a beach outside, so we strolled the beach, and then we just had a good look at St. Paul's Bay, and we took the 41 bus to take us to Valletta. So yeah, we found the bus quite good. There was different buses going different places. Of course, we didn't know where we was going, so we took the 41 bus, and it would take us back to Valletta, which is where most of the excitement happens on the island of Malta. Beautiful place, by the way. Probably one of my most favorite places in the whole entire world. Everyone speaks English. It's really down to earth. Everyone is really nice. So thank you so much, Brittanique. You're beautiful as well. Thank you so much for your lovely comment. So we took the 41 bus. That took about an hour, actually, for us to get to Valletta from St. Paul's Bay. If you're just coming on, do remember to give this video a like. That would push it up and let anyone who's looking to travel to Malta see the content. So I'm talking to you about the trip that I took to Malta. If you're planning to come to Europe, especially to Malta, which is a very beautiful Mediterranean country, this video is for you. So we stayed at St. Paul's Bay in a boutique hotel. I think the hotel is being remodeled, because when we was there, they started with the building works. The pool wasn't working or anything like that. So yeah, we took the 41. We thought we want to go and see what excitement there is in the city. So we took the 41 to go into Valletta. And then when we got there, we realized that it was a walled city. Of course, I love walled cities. So lots happening, it's a young population, lots of immigrants. So we're talking to everyone that we saw, because I always talk to a lot of people when I go on holiday. So just talking to them, getting to know them, get to know where they're from, and then of course getting to know us. And so I walked around the city's walls, and we sat on the wall, we took some photos. We could also see the harbour where the big ships come in, because a lot of cruise ships go to Malta. That's one of their ports. It's a small island, so you're able to see a lot. Actually, if you're on a cruise, you don't really need a long time in Malta because it's not a big place. So we sat on the city walls, and then we watched the day go by. Then we went back to the bus terminal, and we took a €5 tour around the city. So when you go to a lot of these places, like I showed you in one of my short videos, when we went to Lugano in Switzerland, we took a tourist train. So we found one that was only €5. I thought it was a great deal. That took us around and showed us, and I've got a video coming up on that, showed us a tour of Malta. And I always recommend that as a good way. Either you take the city sightseeing bus, or you just do one of those little mini tours that will show you quite a lot. And it was very warm, so I was grateful that I was able to take that. Of course, you know that if I'm somewhere, I'm going to try the McDonald's, right? So we had lunch at McDonald's. I'm talking to you. Welcome everyone that is on. I'm talking to you about my trip to Malta and what I got up to. While Malta actually is one of my favorite destinations in the world, I recommend it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. So we took another stroll around the city. Of course, it's the first day of the holiday, right? So we wanted to get to know the city a lot. So thank you so much for the person that's also giving this video a heart. Grateful. Do remember to like this video. That really helps. And do subscribe to my channel on Travel with Shev. I'm talking to you about the travel that I do all around the world. And I especially do them on a budget. In today's video, I'm talking to you about my travel to... Sorry, everyone. The cough there. My travel to Malta, which is a Mediterranean island here in Europe. So once we ate McDonald's, strolled around the city, we went. What is really popular in Malta is these shops. Say Indian shops that sell a lot of pastries. They're like samosas. So we grabbed a few of those and tried their local cuisine. And those was really inexpensive. I think €1, €2. So we had loads of pastries from these places. I recommend those as well. And to get back to St. Paul's Bay where we were staying, we took the 42 bus. At 3:30, we was already tired, so we went back to our accommodation at around 3:30. That was day one. So we arrived, we got to view our hotel. We was happy with the hotel. We got the deal once again through Love Holidays. Always recommend Love Holidays. It was a very good deal. Two of us sharing and splitting the cost. It was myself and my aunt. So we had a great time. Once again, the Malta videos are coming up on the channel, so look out for them, along with all the tips and all the stuff that I get up to. I think I've got 1 or 2 videos of my travels to Malta, so do check them out. Thank you so much, everyone that is on. Do subscribe. If all 6 of you, I'm really trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. If all 6 of you subscribe, then I'll get there. So thank you so much. So day two, we had a little bit of problems with the hotel on day 2 because, as I said, they've started to do some sort of refurbishment work. So at this point, we complained about the room and they was going to try and put us to a room. They did put us to a room and we didn't like the room. So we ended up moving back, realizing that we actually got one of the better rooms from this refurbishment. It was actually really chaotic at the front of the hotel. But for the price, we weren't going to complain. Thanks, Love Holiday. So day 2, we got the number 222 bus from St. Paul's Bay. We went the wrong way, so we ended up outside this like 5-star hotel, really nice beach. So we're very happy that we went the wrong way. And we was able to ask to go to our final destination. So the stop that we needed was Banderei, Bandiri. So we went there, we found our way finally, and we took a boat trip. We took a boat trip on a boat called the Sea Adventurer. And it was a very nice boat trip. Glass bottom boat. 10 out of 10 recommend it. I 10 out of 10 recommend Malta. It was just gorgeous. If you're looking for somewhere romantic, somewhere to go with your friends, then do that. Thank you so much, Joe, for joining on my channel. If you are new, do subscribe to my channel. On Travel with Shev, I'm talking to you about budget travel. And I'm talking to you today about my visit to the beautiful island of Malta in Europe. Yes, so we took the boat, the Sea Adventure. We paid €25, and it took us to, this boat trip was going to take us to Komono. So if you know, the islands of Malta is 3 islands. So there's Gozo, there's of course Malta, which is the bigger island, and then there's also Comino. So we took the €25 boat, which I think is really, really good, and it took us first to Komono. It was absolutely freezing in the water, but I was determined that I am going to swim. So I did swim. I was one of the few people on this big boat that swam and swam in the sea. And we saw the beautiful Blue Lagoon. And then after we swam for a while, we had about an hour in Komono, lots of lizards, lots of wildlife, beautiful spots, loads of things to see in terms of nature, loads of nice places to walk if you've got your partner there, or to sit on the edge of a cliff or somewhere and just look out. So a lot of people was just doing that, was just enjoying the view. Then we went to Gozo. Gozo is probably my favorite. I'm going to keep saying this about Malta. Just a moment, I've got interruption.